everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you very much for being here. As always, I love being here with you. It is absolutely one of the most important moments of my day to be able to read your daily sun sign love connection readings and the messages and some of the astrology that's happening, which is okay. So it is a new moon in Pisces today. So I always like to light my new moon intentions candles for everybody. For those that are new, I especially welcome you. Thank you. And definitely people coming back. Without you, this channel wouldn't really be happening. And I love that it is happening. I'm grateful to be here to teach and to share as a tarot intuitive for many years. The fact that, yes, we have a new moon in Pisces today. We are in Pisces season. We have Venus in Pisces, and lastly but not leastly, if that makes sense, we have Neptune in Pisces. One of the most incredibly powerful, healing, creative, releasing new moons that will occur certainly this year and maybe in your lifetime. I'm very serious about this because these type of planetary, alignments, if you will, are very seldom, and it's not that we don't have a Pisces new moon. We have one new moon in each sign and one full moon every single year. But this one is, boy, if you can feel my energy, you must understand the relevancy, the power behind it. It's really something else. And it, for me, is absolutely about healing. I've been working on the healing for many years, and just a short little story, and then I'll get on with this wonderful reading. By the way, today the featured sign, as I go around the zodiac wheel for the beginning of the month readings, is for Aquarius. Just one more day for Pisces, and then back to the mid-month readings. Almost had you in there, Pisces, but it's okay. This new moon will affect all of us for a good 2 weeks and onward, sometimes longer. It's very important and relative to what's happening in your life, what has to transpire to get through, and that newness to appear and to arrive and to, allow itself to be a part of your life. It's such incredible supportive energy. And the love of Venus in there, and the compassion of Pisces, making sure that this newness isn't going to trip you up, because Pisces can have an incredibly just allowing energy, right? They're very giving, they're very impressionable, they're very nurturing and selfless themselves. They need to be sure, if you have any kind of Pisces in your sign whatsoever, or just being in the midst of this incredible, powerful energy, that you're not at a side that can be one of victimism or feeling less than, because in our mind, we're over-perfecting ourselves. There's a lot of issues with that sometimes that can come up. But simply allowing. Now, this is a time for me that I am pursuing something new, and I'll make it very vague and kind of mysterious. I have a Pisces rising, and it involved me having some history done, backtracking, looking into my history, which happens a lot with new jobs and things of that nature. And it's asking me to bring up something that's happened 30 years ago. See, even when I start to say it, my throat chakra is just like, oh gosh. It's so much a part of my past that to be brought that back up again as I'm wondering, which may be happening to many of you watching right now, which is always why I talk about things with me. Is there relevancy? Are you connecting? Are you feeling this like-minded kind of understanding and energy about what it is I'm trying to convey to you, that spirit comes through to me to speak to you about? And it's so powerful right now. I'm being forced again to see the part of myself that I was not happy about, that did happen, that happens in everyone's lifetime in some way or form, right? But that I also have worked through and gone way beyond and improved, throughout years and time and effort. So it's just a conglomerate, but it's just this wonderful understanding that you and I, either one of us at any time, have that right and that power and that benevolent kind of divine intervention and help to to move through it, to get past it. And I'm in that, you know, that stage where I am passing, but it's not quite. So it's very physical for me. It's definitely emotional. It's pretty phenomenal. And so that's what a lot of people may be experiencing, if not this moment, because it's going to last, like I said. It can be one of the most gratifying and incredibly healing times of your life. So, and incredibly inspirational. So I hope that is what's happening for you. And I also want to say that we are still in the predominant energy of Aquarius this year, because we have Jupiter in Aquarius, which I've said many times. It only happens once every 12 years in every one of our signs. And it's your year, Aquarius. So opportunities and expansion in areas of your life that you had hoped for, that you maybe didn't see coming. You are ruled by Uranus. That's the planet of surprise, boy, an unexpected, you know, out of the box kind of non-conformist, you know, out there, changing, very much about science and I always say medicine, while at the same time, yes, that is your ruling planet. It is also, Uranus is also in the sign of Taurus. So there's just the opposite, right? The continuous of this yin-yang this year. So Uranus being, you know, freedom-seeking, non-conformist, right? You know, thought-provoking, ideas, inventive things, you know, courageous, wonderful things that can help humanity as a whole. And then Taurus, which is very grounded and very routine, very set in their ways, in the way that they, you know, just, it's not that open to changes, but it definitely has its benefits and beauty. Also, Taurus being ruled by Venus, so there's that beauty, the understanding of how magic can change things, and how with that perseverance, which is that definite Taurus energy, things do and will change. The seeds that are planted will grow, you know. So it's the, you know, the temperance, the balance, everything that's coming through, and it's exciting, and it's a lot sometimes. I always recommend that during this time, we try to stay out of our heads as much as possible, even though Aquarius, that's what you're about, your thought, your information, your ideas and creativity, your education, higher learning, connections, social, incredibly social. It's just a very, very brilliant, powerful year for moving forward, you know, and changing your life in ways you may have thought about or may not. I mean, just come out of the blue. That's the Uranus. You are a fixed sign, so you do have that set kind of idealistic, opinionated side to you. It's always, I think, for the best intentions. You know, you have a huge heart. You are a humanitarian sign. You are a wealth of knowledge that you want to share. You love speaking. You love communicating in all forms. So that's a key point to this year for you, but for everybody. Things that were lacking in that category, you know, technology is going to be coming more into your life and used in more ways, and that are going to be very beneficial for you and for everybody that you are connecting with. So when I think of the internet, for example, as far as technology, I think of, you know, world renowned, just all around the world, you know, all different countries, foreign, domestic, it doesn't matter. The connection there, you know, the intricacy of it all. And it's beautiful, and that's what you're about. So that's you, and then we're going to put your highlighted connection, which is basically because Spirit wants you to know 3 specific main categories about this connection. And I don't know why it is this connection. It's what Spirit is asking to bring forth for you. And so for today, Aquarius, your highlighted connection is, that went off the board, Taurus. Yeah, the other planet I just said, that Uranus is very, very strongly, well, it's in Uranus. I mean, Uranus is in the sign of Taurus. I mean, and I just said that. And it's going to be for, it usually is in a sign for, what, 8+ years? So it'll be a good more, let's see, it's 2021. I think it's 2025 or 26, beginning of 26. So still some time to come. Your rebellion and your out of the box, like, oh, I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to, you know, let's change it, let's make it new, let's talk about it. movement, you know, all that thing that the air represents. You're going to be set back in some ways, but I don't mean set back in a negative in any way. I mean it's going to ground you. It's going to ground those thoughts so that they are permanent. You have Saturn in your sign as well, Aquarius, all year. So as much as you want to be free and all the things that are important and that luxury of, you know, incredible Jupiter in your sign for the benevolence and the luck and the power and the changes and the opportunities, it's going to still want to keep you on track. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that makes it permanent. That makes you not necessarily make the wrong choices, right? We do that in life. It happens. But you're going to be very, very divinely guided. And it's not just this year. It'll be in, Saturn will be in Aquarius till 2023. I believe it usually visits a sign for about 2.5 years. It just feels so wonderful, and that kind of just perfect balance between the two, like I was mentioning. So what a really cool thing. I feel like Taurus being the sign of money, Taurus being a fixed sign like yourself, when you join together and those energies are there for the right cause and the right reasons and the fundamental aspects, you know, the foundation is solid, this is a lifetime endeavor. This isn't something that's fly by night. Even if it is a new idea or something that's out of the box for you, it's going to create such incredible comfort, security, well-being. You know, you can rely on it. It's going to be for a long time to come. And generally when you have Jupiter in your sign, it means anything that is established that year will continue for the next 12 until it returns to your sign. So just something to keep in mind, you know, what are you providing? What are you wanting for this year that's going to affect you for the next 12? So interesting that Taurus came up, but not really, because that's how it always works in the readings as far as I'm concerned. They're exactly what they're supposed to be. The messages are exactly there for the right reasons and guidance. So let me pull for you the 3 major arcana cards that will come from my deck that I'm using this month and will change actually for the mid-months, and that is the movie Tarot. Our wonderful stars, not just the ones in the sky, but the ones that present these wonderful archetypes and these wonderful roles that were played in movies from years ago, the nostalgic aspect of it, the impressions that they left on us, you know, and the way that these actors could portray this role in such a way that we believed it and we took it in, and we just kind of lived for a while in that fantasy, which is the Neptunian energy. Once again, fantasy, creation, mystery, kind of hidden, not always what you see is what you get kind of energy. You know, playing a part, if you will. We all play a part to some degree. I think the most important thing that's really being brought through too, I'm being asked to mention, is the authenticity. That has to happen now. Stripping away as much as you can of the falsities that you know to be true or not. That will be revealed to you when you sit and you're quiet and the Piscean energy comes through to heal that and to mend and to just know that, you know, you're always taken care of and you're always going to be okay. Just be you. Be real. So the first category is always the overall energy that led you to the reading. And today is beautiful March 13th, 2021. Happy birthday to all the Pisceans. I know a couple people whose birthdays are today. It's a very special year with this birthday, I'll tell you. And it seems so fitting from a year that was so incredibly changeable. And I'm still feeling the effects of that. I thought I had it pretty much under control in a lot of ways. I mean, I felt the pain and the sorrow and the hurt and the gratification and the immense amount of blessings I had for being well and staying safe and, you know, all the variables that go with it. But my body is definitely still showing me signs of things that I had been taking in or stuffing down, whatever. I don't know. You know, I'm just a person like you. I'm a spirit in a human body that's working with the changes of mass changes going on. So, but yes, that's probably a good portion of a lot of the things that are coming through for a lot of us too. And so I love the sense that this Taurian energy for you, though, like I said, is just going to make you feel so much more grounded, which is hard sometimes as an air sign. It's always thoughts. It's always like, you know, running around in our mind like, oh my gosh, how do I strategize? How do I make this work? Blah, 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 blah. That's a beautiful welcome energy that'll be there. Even if it is in Uranus, or it changes things up. I mean, you're used to it because that's what your life's been about. That's been your ruling planet your whole life, Aquarius. You kind of like that. You live and thrive off that, I think, in a lot of ways. You like the drama at times, you know. You like the adventure. But the main specific energy that Spirit would like to know for this particular wonderful highlighted connection of Aquarius and Taurus for today is overall energy leading you here, catalyst, 9 of coins. Boy. Well, there you go. There's that stability. There's that Taurian energy. There is the independence, the knowing that you are well provided for. This is not just because of what you do. It is absolutely co-created, okay? Source is with you. You can actually stop and look around you at your surroundings and recognize, once again, I mean, you can, sometimes it's hard to count the blessings, but I know you can find some time. I know you have a gratitude, a lot of you have gratitude logs out there, as I do, just counting your blessings and knowing that you've worked hard for this. You've worked hard in your life. This didn't just come to you. And there's a sense of just knowing I can make it. I can get through anything. And that stubborn streak in you, which is really pretty helpful in times that are discouraging or, you know, unexpected. You've got that. You've got that in spades, even though it's, you know, a pentacle. Because it's about prosperity. And not just money. I'm talking about, you know, the fulfillment of what you do, loving what you do, the things you do to make money, the value of your time. That all comes very much into play. So between the two of you, I think you've really established a very comfortable, secure, beautiful, authentically natural relationship, ability to communicate. You know, I know that a lot of Tauruses are amazing with communication. They have great voices. They are easy to listen to. And they do have, you know, podcasts and these sorts of things because they have that gift. And they are, once again, ruled by Venus. So that's about ways to attract people. There's the beauty. The senses are all involved. Nature, you know, just natural things that are so pleasing and so enriching in our lives. I love the 9. It is definitely, you're doing really, really well. You're successful. No matter what it is, you're successful. And the next one is the 10. That's it. You're reaching that point, I think, this year, and will continue to stay there because of that beautiful, stable aspect of the earth signs. So that's amazing. And then we go on to the second card, which is the overall possible blessings or obstacles that has happened thus far this month. And it's like a storyline, you know, these categories just kind of meld into each other, feed off each other and accentuate each other. And you have the 5 of Cups. So yes, you're feeling very secure, and yet here's that Piscean energy. And it's been the season of Piscean for a while. We're leaving it on the 20th when we have the brand new astrology year and we enter into Aquarius, and it's spring. And by the way, forward with your clocks, okay? This is tomorrow or tonight, tomorrow at 2 in the morning, you know, in the northern hemisphere already. So we're going to have more light. You're going to feel that energy coming through. But the cups have come through, the 5, the changes, all the challenges, the disappointments, and the emotional part of you is really coming through. Trust me when I tell you that, yes, the water signs are emotional. They live and base their life on emotions and feeling and the sensitivity that they have. The ability to feel and sense things very acutely is their main claim to fame, if you will. But all signs are emotional, and you're no exception, Aquarius. A lot of times you try to divert that and to segregate that and separate it, if you will, you know, detach yourself. But it's very strong in you, and it feels like you've been really feeling and affected by this new moon and Pisces season. I feel a sense of emotional satisfaction, though. I feel like it's just, yes, there are things I've lost, yes. And you know how we do that before our birthdays every year? Okay, what did I do that I wasn't greatly happy about, or what do I want to proceed with going forward? And that's the one I really like the best. You don't want to let the past make up who you are. You know, it just doesn't, it doesn't even make sense, because it's gone. And it does not equate who you are ever. So yeah, you're letting go of things, you're recognizing the things that you do have, they're still standing upright, your relationship, your family, your interests, you know, your inspirations. You never want to let those go. And on a new moon is when you write that down and you just watch it just unveil and just become a reality, the tangible things you can feel and touch and see. It's okay to have sorrow, it's okay to have grieving for the things lost, the people lost. It's an absolute part of our life and something that I think we all do differently, but we absolutely have to do in our own time. And then you're going to start out this new slate and just recognize your incredible, you know, gifts and just how beautiful and loving you are and how you deserve that in return. Which is why I love reading from my love connection readings, because it's a love of all different types, certainly self-love. And the ability to be vulnerable enough to have that and share that. It's an important thing. Hats off to people that do. I have a lot of people I love. But, you know, it's just, it's something that's, it's really kind of hard to articulate, isn't it? But it is about feeling. So right now, yes, you are definitely in your feelings. And I think I like that, because I think the cleansing of crying and such is such a beautiful thing. And so important and necessary. It just feels really good. Last but not least, you have the category of finances, and that's pretty much it. It's about your money, your energy of money. How do you think about it and how do you bring it in? How are you valuing yourself? How much does it matter to you? How much does it not matter to you? And not only money, but the value of the wealth of your, certainly your health, I always say. Certainly the people you love, the connections, you know. What status is that for you at this very moment, you know, and in this relationship? What does Spirit want to share with you, beautiful Aquarians, and all of your highlighted Tauruses for this month? And you have the Five of Wands. Okay. You're fired up. You're very, very, very full of spirit. This can cause, I mean, fire signs in general have the ability to be very, very outwardly expressive. They are passionate beyond passion. They are fire. They are lit up fast and then they burn out quickly. I love the energy of air and fire. It's extremely good and very helpful for each other. You know, it gives you that fire under your you know what. Now, when you're coming and talking about Aries, we're entering into that season, so you know you're going to stand up and you're going to express yourself, and you just want to be careful that you don't overly express yourself in ways that might cause a little bit of friction, not meaning to, of course, especially when it comes to your money. You don't want to have mixed communications, okay? And you don't want to be on the defensive in any way, all right? Just stand strong, as you do, Aquarius, and know that, you know, there will be some challenges, I would say, to getting to the end of this situation of finances, whatever it may be. But I don't see it as not happening, not in the least. And not with this beautiful Nine of Coins to start the overall energy. Because you have the trust and the ability and the independence and the wherewithal to make anything happen, first and foremost. And sometimes you got to get a little fired up, you know, and make it happen. And that's what's happening for you. So, yeah, just know that if it's, and it may not even be you. You may have to put out some kind of, you may have to apply for something, let's say. Or you may have to, yeah, apply for loans, whatever it is, maybe with money specifically. And you're going to get people saying, okay, well, now you got to do this, and you got to go through this rope. And you're like, oh, patience. Patience is a virtue right now. It's extremely important because you will make it and you will get to the other side. But when you're dealing with other people, you know, that independence kind of gets shut away, doesn't it? So just allow, absolutely believe. And, you know, in the middle, I love this with this particular depiction of this card. And I am using the movie deck, but we didn't get the movie star today. Interesting. That's the first time. In the middle of the Five Wands is the Three. And the Three is about growth. It's about perfecting something. And in this case, your finances, your well-being, your stability once again. And in collaboration with other people. all with the same spirit and motivation behind it. This is a beautiful sign, okay? And what with the new moon and then also the new Aries season coming up next week, I can't, and spring, I mean, all systems go. Write down what you'd like. Believe it and make it happen. It's really that simple. And I'm going to leave it at that because that's exactly what Spirit wants you to know, okay? And I don't think any of you watching this are the least bit surprised about what you're hearing or seeing. And yes, again, that emotion might even surprise you a little because you're like, whoo, wow, I'm really feeling in my feelings right now. Oh, it's a great feeling, right? It really is, because sometimes it's too heady. It's too much as an air sign myself. Got to get into that heart. Heart will really help you through so many things. It will release and it will, you know, completely heal and restore. So now I'm going to go on to the Oracle messages. Now this is for every single Aquarius and every single connection you have and love, friend, you know, partnerships of any kind, all right? So that everybody gets some kind of reading from my readings every day. This is the wisdom of the Oracle. I call it MaryAnne. It's usually just a one word that kind of, you know, summarizes the energy and the meaning. And then I read a little bit from the book. It also has a number associated for numerology. So for today, this beautiful new moon in Pisces, March 13th, 2021. Soulmates. What? Well, I like that. And it does have to do with love. So there you go. Look at these penguins. Oh, I've not picked this one before. It's still kind of a new deck. I like to switch them up. And it takes long to get through them. Wow, I have to breathe that in for you. That is this Piscean energy. That's the love, the deepest part of our love, you know, the real deal, the part that just is completely what is it when you're, you know, just, it's authentic, but it's, there's another word. It'll come to me. And what is the number here? 41. There's that 5 again. 5 of Wands. 5, change, you know, allowing the challenges to come through so that you can get to the better place you need to. That's in every relationship, right? And sometimes it hurts like hell. And other times you're like, whoo, glad we got over that one. Because that was in here. I don't need that in me. I don't need that emotional kind of boiling, you know, and not being real. And just genuine, just for the sake of being loving, right? I love this card so much. There's the key in the hand, you know, knowing that it can lock any circumstance or situation. And then the benevolence of this beautiful goddess or god in the sky, just watching over you and loving you. Wow, that is so amazingly gorgeous. And I'm going to read you what it says. Kind of know what it means, but let's just go a little further. Whoops, almost opened up exactly to it. And it says, essential meaning, harmonious partnerships, love, friendship, companionship, a relationship fostering personal growth. That comes back to this original one with the highlighted connection, but personal growth, independence. What are you doing to really kind of just change it up for yourself so that you're the best you can be in any relationship, right? And that's what this whole reading is about for you today. So there's a very key component here that's coming through for you, Aquarians. The Oracle message, you are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Not surprising. Not at all. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is also a reciprocal experience. Although the results for each of you will vary, you know these people by the strong pull drawing you toward them. And sometimes by a strong aversion to them initially too. Isn't that interesting? The people that you're like, oh, God. Yeah, how many times have you known people that say they didn't care for them? I mean, I've read this through personal readings and people I've been working with, clients for years. They didn't like the person they're madly in love with and have been with forever, right? They just are like, oh, it was a repulsion. Well, that's every bit as strong sometimes, the fine line between love and hate, right? But very, very attracting. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. And that is exactly what I mean, and that's why I do these readings. Because without these connections with people that we lost a great deal of last year, which is what I think I suffered from the most, and I'm healing and still, you know, feeling extremely grateful when I go to the store. I'm like, hi, how you doing? Good to talk, good to see people and talk to people. It fills my heart, you know, it's just, that's what's going on basically. So I hope you can resonate with that this very moment. If you don't know this person and you aren't 100% sure, or you actually absolutely do, and it wasn't the highlighted, my heart goes to you, okay? My heart's there for you, deeply. Now, I did change this up just for today because it just came to me and I just needed to with this Piscean energy. And it is the Psychic for the Heart Tarot. It's about the heart. It always has been, always will be. So this message is really cool. And it has different categories. It has ones for the chakras, and then it has one for all the different elements. So let's see what beautiful message that you have today, Aquarius, as the sun is coming through for you, through the clouds. No coincidences whatsoever. Ooh, the base chakra. There's that Nine of Pentacles, boy. That is your stability, your grounded capability. Just knowing you can make it happen, you believe, and you just have to ask if you ever have any questions or need help. Number one. Okay. Now, that is your first chakra. That is the blessed, beautiful, powerful, passionate part of us that, you know, really just kind of, when the foundation is right, it's all good, right? So I will read to you what it says specifically, because that's under a category of its own in the very back. And that is it the back or the front? I apologize. Let's see what we're doing here. Yeah. Base chakra. Open it up. Okay, known as the base or root chakra, this energy center is situated at the base of the spine and is mostly closely related to all your earthly issues, such as survival, the physical body, issues of money, sustenance, safety, and shelter. Physical movement strengthens this chakra. Walk, dance, work in the garden. Do anything that will keep you moving by energizing this chakra. You strengthen your right to have, and you will be blessed with the loving and supportive relationships that you truly desire. Now, you know what? I have not read this, and I know about the base chakra and everything, but I didn't really equate it to the movement part because it's essential. Now, I've been going to my garden because, you know, it's been raining a little bit, and those little weeds come up, and you're like, I gotta trim those back down, and it's beautiful to be in nature right now as well. Another healing thing that can happen just outside your door where you feel safe and you don't have to worry about, you know, any of the other particulars right now. But the movement, dance in particular, you know, I'm a dancer from years ago. Even in my living room, I'm just like, whoop, look at me. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. And then it strengthens and it keeps that chakra, you know, really energizing itself, I guess. Really beautiful message. Learning every day with you. I learn every day. Constant spiritual seeker, right? And then last but not least, your beautiful Super Attractor Manifestation card, where I do the plug. If you have not subscribed, I would love you to join my channel and come back every day. But any chance you want or can, I always suggest that you watch the beginning and the mid-month readings, because then it kind of just all becomes ever so clear, and, you know, it kind of lets you know where you've the baseline from the beginning to where you are, and if it's just going up and up or it's the same, it just gives you that real cool insight to all that. But this beautiful deck is one of my favorites, and it is about the ability to feel into reality our life that we choose and want. And the feeling is the key component to it. Thinking and being and trusting and believing is all very essential, but we feel, and the emotions behind it is what literally brings it forth for us. Being very aware of what we're thinking is a very important part of it. So no stinking thoughts, and also just being really, really optimistic, because, you know, I know the saying, fake it till you make it, that sounds a little, but I get it. Say it over and over, over and over. Anything you want, anything you can think of that makes you feel good. And you're going to start feeling good. You know, laugh at things. You know, make yourself laugh. Even if you weren't feeling like laughing. Is that fake? No, but it does make you want to laugh. And I love to laugh. And this is one of my most favorite classic messages for you today, Aquarius, and for all your love connections. When I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. Like attracts like. It's simple. And it's real, though. It happens all the time. We're always manifesting. Thank you for tuning in today again and taking the time. And I just want to tell you that I feel incredible growth and inspiration and absolute love from your reading. And I want that for you as well. Let me know. If you do subscribe, you can always comment. I always respond. It's one of my most fun things to do for you. So feel that energy. Embrace it, you know. Thrive in your relationships to the best of your ability. And come on back, okay? Thank you so much, and bye for now.